Now let us solve one very important or very good question of your refrigeration and air conditioning. The statement says that a refrigerator storage, there is a storage in which a substance is supplied with mass of 3600 kg, right? So we have mass of the substance is equal to 3600 kg at a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. So higher temperature it is given, okay, right. At a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius, the substance has to be cooled to minus 23 degrees Celsius, right? We have to cool it at minus 23. So the lower temperature is given as minus 23 degrees Celsius, and this will be equal to 250 Kelvin. 250 Kelvin. And higher temperature where we have to reject the heat, or which is given is 27 degrees Celsius. This is 27 degrees Celsius, that is equal to 300 Kelvin. The cooling takes place in 10 hours, right? The time for cooling is, to cool this 3600 of mass, the time required is 10 hours. In 10 hours this cooling will be done. The specific heat of the substance is 2 kilojoule per kg Kelvin above the freezing point and 0.5 kg Kelvin 0.5 kilojoule per kg Kelvin below the freezing point, right? When the substance is above the freezing point, its specific heat is 2 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and when the substance is below the freezing point, then its specific heat is 0.5 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and freezing temperature is given as minus 3 degrees Celsius. Latent heat of freezing is also given. This is 230 kilojoule per kg. We have to find the power required to run this system if actual COP is half the maximum COP. So it is given that the COP of this actual cycle is equal to 1 by 2 of maximum COP. Maximum means COP of the reversed Carnot cycle. This we have to solve. What is the power required? Now, first step is to find the COP, right? Let us find the COP first. So we know that the maximum COP will be equal to lower temperature upon higher temperature minus lower temperature. This will be equal to 250 upon 300 minus 250. This will be equal to 5. This will be equal to 5. So the actual COP will be equal to half of this. So we can write from here that the actual COP of this cycle will be 1 by 2 of 5. So we can say that the actual COP will be equal to 2.5. This we know from the equation. Actual is half of the maximum. Now we know that COP will be equal to refrigeration capacity upon power input. So COP we know, that is 2.5. If we calculate this refrigeration capacity, then we will be able to find this power input. Now refrigeration capacity is mass flow rate into the refrigeration effect, and refrigeration effect is the amount of heat required to remove from the system to maintain at a temperature below the surrounding temperature, right? Now pay attention here. What is happening in this? We have a substance at 27 degrees Celsius and we have to convert it into the temperature. We have to decrease it to minus 23 degrees Celsius, and the freezing temperature is minus 3 degrees Celsius. So if we talk about the cooling, so we have to do the cooling from 27 degrees Celsius to minus 23 degrees Celsius, right? this will be in some stages. This we have to do in some stages. How? We can say that from 27 degrees Celsius to the freezing temperature, that is -3 degrees Celsius, we have to remove sensible heat, right? We have to remove sensible heat to decrease the temperature from 27 to -3 degrees Celsius. Some sensible heat is required to extract from this body. Now from -3 degrees Celsius, this is freezing. Freezing means earlier it was liquid, then we are converting it into solid. So if you write like this, let me write so that you will be having a better picture that what is happening. From 27 degrees Celsius liquid to -3 degrees Celsius liquid, we have to remove the sensible heat, right? Temperature is decreased. Now the phase change will occur. So we say that -3 degrees Celsius liquid to -3 degrees Celsius solid, we have to remove the latent heat. And now from -3 degrees Celsius solid to -23 degrees Celsius solid, again we have to remove the sensible heat. This is the basic concept of thermodynamics. We know how the temperature will change, and then if the phase changes occur, we have to remove latent heat. If temperature is changing, then we have to remove the sensible heat. Now the thing is, let us say this is sensible heat 1, this is latent heat, and this is sensible heat 2, right? Now first of all, we'll find sensible heat 1. This will be equal to, if we find out for per unit mass, if we find out, this will be equal to, what is the heat? mc delta T, right? Now we are finding per unit mass, then again we'll multiply with the mass. So the unit, or let us say you find out with mass, so this will be mass of the substance into specific heat. Which specific heat? Above the freezing point, right? Above the freezing point. I am writing like this: specific heat of above the freezing point into delta T. This will be equal to, what is the mass? 3600. Specific heat above freezing point is 2 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. 2 into, what is the delta T? From where to where? 27 to -3. So 27 minus of -3. Right, this is a temperature change. You can find, your temperature change can be written in Celsius or in Kelvin. There won't be any matter, right? There is no problem with it. So this is the sensible heat 1, right? This is the sensible heat 1. Now what is the latent heat? Latent heat, the unit of this will be now kilojoule. This unit will be in kilojoule, right? What is the latent heat? Latent heat is given 230 kilojoule per kg. So this will be 230 kilojoule per kg into mass 3600. So this unit will be in kilojoule only. In kilojoule. 230 into mass 3600. What is the sensible heat 2? Second sensible heat is mass of the substance into specific heat below the freezing point. Below the freezing point into delta T. This will be equal to 3600. What is the specific heat below the freezing point? 0.5 kilojoule per kg Kelvin into, what is the delta T? From where to where? -3 to -23. This will be -3 minus of -23. Right, this is a delta T. That comes to be 20 degrees Celsius. So if I add this, then we can say total heat removal rate. We have to find in kilowatt. We have to find that what is the heat removing rate, because the cooling will be occurring in 10 hours. So we can easily convert this much amount of heat, this much SH1, this sensible heat plus this latent heat plus this sensible heat is the total heat which we have to remove in 10 hours. In 10 hours, this much amount of heat, if I add these three, this much amount of heat I have to remove from this substance to cool it from 27 degrees Celsius to minus 23 degrees Celsius, right? What we have to, this is the refrigeration effect, right? If we have to find out the heat removal rate per unit time per second, if we want that in 10 hours this much amount of heat is required to remove, and in 1 second how much is the heat transfer rate, because we have to find the power unit is in kilowatt, so we have to convert it into kilowatt. So I can say that this much amount of heat is required to remove in 10 hours. So I can write this is 3600 into 2 into this is 30 plus 230 into 3600 plus 3600 into 0.5 into this is 20. This is the total heat which we have to remove in 10 hours. So the heat removal rate will be divided by 10 hours, and in 1 hour we have 3600 second, right? 10 divided by 3600. So if you solve this, you will get the total heat removal rate, or now this is the refrigeration capacity. The refrigeration capacity will be come out 30 kilowatt. Now the unit will be 30 kilowatt. Now the unit will be 30 kilowatt. So if I say that if this COP is 2.5, refrigeration is 30 kilowatt divided by power input. So from here you can easily calculate that power required will be equal to 12 kilowatt. 30 divided by 2.5 is 12 kilowatt. This is your answer. Right, this is 12 kilowatt of power you have to require to run this refrigeration cycle. So the main important thing is to calculate the refrigeration effect. If I multiply this, this is your refrigeration effect. If I add these three, if I add, then this is the refrigeration effect, right? This much amount of total heat you have to required to remove from the system, and to convert it into heat removal rate divided it by time in 10 hours given. So the power output or power input is 12 kilowatt, and this is the answer of this question, right? So we already know that how to write these formulas, basic concept of thermodynamics, nothing new in this. If you are very good with the pure substance chapter of the thermodynamics, then you can easily write down all these equations and solve the question.